Okay, percent, expressions, and equations. So I'm doing numbered heads together today in class. I can solve percent of increase and decrease problems by writing an equation or an expression to represent the situation and solve it. Okay, so Mike earned X dollars his first week at his new job. He earned 5% more the second week at his new job. Which expression represents the amount of money for both weeks? So he earned X dollars for the first week, and then he earned 5% more the second week than the first. So the first week he earned X, so that means 0.05X. So that gives me a total of 2.05X, because he earned 100%, and then he earned 100%, and then he earned 0.05. So it should have been D. A dress is on sale for 35% off the regular price. Which expression represents D, the price of the dress after the discount? So if I have 100 and I save 35, I'm left with 65%. Move my decimal 2 places over. So 0.65 times the cost of the dress is going to give me how much she paid. Amanda has a coupon for 30% off the total amount. Purchase P at a store. Which expression can be used to find the amount she will pay at the store when she uses her coupon? So I have 100, and I'm subtracting 30%. So that means I have 70% of the amount. Move my decimal 2 places over, so 0.70 times the price. A lawnmower is on sale for $284.99. Georgia has a state tax of 4%. Which equation could be used to find the total cost of the mower? Okay, so I know that this is the sale price, right? And we learned in class, or we're learning in class, that percent times the total gives us the sale price. So I know that I have a tax, so 100 plus 4 gives me 1.04 times the total, and C represents the total cost of the mower, and that's going to give me $284.99. So it should be B. In a video game, Claire earned 50% more points than Tyler. So if Tyler has 100, Claire has 150, because that's 100% of the points, and she earned 50% more, so that'd be 150. If Claire is the number of points, if C is the number of points Claire scored, and T is the number of points Tyler scored, which equations are correct? Select all that apply. Well, I know that 1.5 times Tyler's points are going to give me Claire's. So that's A. I know that Tyler's points plus 50% of Tyler's points is going to give me Claire's points. And I know that this can be broken into 1 plus 0.5. These two can't be right because they're not multiplying by Tyler at all. Okay, the percentage isn't there. In July, the price of coffee beans increased by 6%. Then in August, the price was doubled. The new price can be represented as 2.12 B. Which expression can also be used to find the price of the coffee beans? Okay, so I know that it's 1.06 B, and then it was doubled. So it was multiplied by 2. So that's how they got 2.12 B, right? So I know it can't be A, and I know it can't be B because they don't have B's after both of their numbers. All right, so now I'm thinking about the distributive property, which is something you guys talked about last year. We're going to look at it today. So I have 2 times B, and I get 2B, and 2 times 0.12, I get 0.24. Well, that's not this. 2B plus 0.12B. Ah, there we go. 2B plus 0.12B, it's got to be D. price of an MP3 player is reduced by 60%. C minus 0.60 C represents the sale price, which represents an equivalent expression to determine the sale price. Well, I know if I have 100% and I subtract 60, I'm left with 40%. I move my decimal over 2 places, so 0.4 C is going to give me the cost. This one won't work because you're not multiplying it by the cost of the DVD player. The original price P of a single scoop of ice cream was increased by 7%. So that's 100 plus 7, so I have 107. So that's 1.07 times the price. The new price can be represented as 0.07p, exactly, which expression can also be used to find the new price. Well, the 1 doesn't have a p after it. The 1 doesn't have a p after it. So now I have to think, okay, which one of these is correct? Is it 70% of the price? Because 0.7 would be 2 places over. Nope. It would be D, 7%. Ingrid is buying a pair of pants with an original cost of $C. The pants are on sale for 15% off the original price. Which 2 calculations could Ingrid perform in order to find the amount she needs to spend? Well, if it's on sale, I'm saving it. So 100 minus 15 leaves me with 85%. Move my decimal over. So 0.85 C. So I know it can't be either of these two. It has to be one of these two. So the question is it C or D? Well, the cost minus 15% of the cost. This is just minus 15 cents. So that's why the answer is D. Kevin's savings account had X dollars in it at the beginning of the month. At the end of the month, there was 4% more money in the account. Which expression could be used to represent the number of dollars in Kevin's account at the end of the month? So I keep the amount I already had plus 4%. So I have 104%. Move the decimal 2 places over. So 1.04x is going to give me the amount. That's going to add 4 cents. That's going to add $1.04. That's just going to find the amount that we added. A store has a sale of 25% off all items. The sale price of an item is $16. Which equation would calculate the original price? Well, we talked about it last week, or we talked about it earlier this week, that we have our percent times the original gives us the sale price. So it says the sale price of the item was $16. And if it's on sale for 25% off, we're paying 75% times the original. So it should be B. Which expression is equivalent to M minus 0.25 M? So M minus 0.25 M, so that's 100 minus 25. That leaves me with 75. Move my decimal, so 0.75 M. Raina charges C dollars per hour to babysit if she increases her rate by 15%. So I'm increasing my rate by 15%, which expression represents her new cost per hour. So C plus 15 times the cost. And remember, I got to move that decimal 2 places. All right, so it should have been C. A computer store sells computers for 10% more than they pay for them. If the store pays X dollars for a computer, which expression would represent the price for which they would sell the computer? So 100 plus 10 gives me 110. Move the decimal 2 places over. 1.1 times X is going to give me the cost that they sell the computers for. Company produced N ovens in April. In May, the number of ovens produced decreased by 7%. So if I'm decreasing, I'm subtracting. So I have 100 minus 7 is going to leave me with 93. Move my decimal 2 places over. 0.93 times the number of ovens. The sales tax rate in New Mexico is 5.125%. Select all the expressions that would represent the sales tax you would pay in New Mexico for the cost of an item. Okay, well remember, if I have a percent, I have to change it to a decimal first. So it can't be A. B is good. Okay, so now I've got C can't be right because, oh wait, no, B can't be right. Because it didn't go over. There we go. So now I'm stuck between D and E. So I know that when I have a percentage, that's over 100. Because a percent is always over 100 times the cost. So that would be E. I'm not dividing the percent, so it's not D. So it should have been C and E. Timmy's T-shirts is having a huge back-to-school sale. The shirts are currently discounted by 15%. Let T represent the price of any T-shirt in the store. The discount can be represented as T minus 0.15 T, which expression can also be used to find the price of a T-shirt. So I have 100. I subtract 15, and I'm left with 85. Move my decimal 2 places. 0.85 T. All right, the last one. Jason buys computers in bulk. He sells them to make a profit. He bought 10 laptops for X dollars each and then sold them all for a total profit of 35%. Which expression represents the total amount of money he received for selling the laptops? So he bought them and then he marks them up for 35%. So that's 135. He's not going to sell them for 35% of what he paid for them. He's going to sell them for 135%. So that's 1.35, which is B. Let me know if you have any